So that's it. So my name is Nana. I'm a backend developer at Material. Focus on we specialize in cybersecurity and with a specific focus on application software security. Um, so as I mentioned before, what's the problem with using open source component? Well, in modern software development, a very small set of the code that developers write is actually it's actually crafted by the developers, but and this amounts to like 10% of the code, but the remaining part of the code, the 90% of the code is actually uh, coming from open source third-party libraries. And what happens is that this obviously developers do this because they don't want to rewrite stuff from obvious stuff from scratch, and also they achieve a faster go-to-market doing so. Um, but the problem is that often this third-party code is not checked against vulnerabilities. And what happens is that um, now the package software is made of essentially for the majority of third-party code. And if it's not checked for vulnerabilities, this offers a large attack surface that hackers can exploit. And when this happens, obviously hackers that have experience with these third-party vulnerabilities, um, if they find a vulnerability, they're able to exploit it. And this is the case with the companies such as Equifax saw when an Apache Struts package was exploited in 2017, and they had to pay billions of dollars in a settlement and sorry in data breach settlement. So the reason why this happens is that this code, open source code, is maintained by a larger, but extremely larger set of the extremely larger community of developers, and the code grows really fast compared to our code bases. And because of this, it's estimated that around 20%, around daily, 20 around 20 vulnerabilities are discovered in, in a software ecosystem. And continuing with the problems, vulnerabilities are not only the issues that you should be worried about. You should also worry about how these components are licensed. If these components are licensed in a non-business friendly way, so if they're licensed with licenses such as GPL or any copyleft license, uh, if it happens that you infringe uh, the contract of these licenses, you might end up you need to worry about the implication of doing that. And with copyleft licenses, the issue is that you might end up having to publish your code to the publish your code entirely, or end up in court settling uh, and having to pay a lot of money because of that. Uh, so taking a look at focusing specifically with Perl, if we have a look at CPAN, the comprehensive Perl archive network, which is the package registry where most Perl modules are hosted, we can see that recent vulnerabilities have been reported. If we have a look at the vulnerabilities, and in terms of licenses, we can say that they are convoluted, most packages that are shipped over on there are present present the same licensing model that Perl uses, which expects Perl to be shipped with GPL and artistic license, which are kind of, I say, contradicting if you consider the two licenses, whereas GPL is copyleft and artistic license is a bit more less restrictive. And then some packages are not even licensed, and you need to be careful about this because um, you don't necessarily have the explicit permission to use those packages. So that's another thing to worry about. But there are some packages that obviously provide open source licenses that are more permissive. And if you have a look at the solutions, in terms of solutions, natively for Perl, there is this amazing tool by Brian DeFoy called CPAN Audit. You can run it through a command line tool through the command line, and you can integrate it obviously on CI/CD pipelines. It's extremely fast because it ships with the database, and the database in question is the CPAN Security Advisory, and it's free. So we can, if you haven't seen it before in action, we can have a look now. I will just demo it for you. So, right, I see how mirroring will be useful here. I guess I can switch it. I guess I can switch it quickly. Right, so yeah, apologies, just a moment. Display settings. Okay, right. You see my screen? Okay. Is the font all right or sure? Yeah, is that okay? All right. So CPAN audit. So right now I'm inside the Apple project that I cloned from GitHub. If I well, simply to run CPAN audit on it, which you can download from, I didn't mention, you can download it from CPAN if you want. So CPAN audit. You run the deps module and run it on the current folder. As you can see, I'll just ask the exit code to show to prove a point. So the exit code is non-zero. So if this was to run on a CI/CD pipeline, your build will stop because vulnerabilities have been detected. Is it? Sure, sure, sure. Yeah, it's better. Yeah, okay. Yeah, so the output of SIP and audit, the output of SIP and audit will show a description of the vulnerability that has been discovered in the library, in the folder, a CVE if one is present, and references, affected range. Personally, what I found out is that the tool might not be as precise as if you should have. It seems that the tool also reports about packages that you have internally installed on your machine, because in this folder there is nothing. If I run an audit on it, I will still get an output when I will still get an output reporting these vulnerabilities when it was supposed to detect what's in this folder. But it's a good start. And yeah, so this was CPAN audit. So going back to my slide. So if we instead, if we the second solution that I want to talk about is our solution, so Materion. Materion, we will we provide continuous detection of vulnerabilities on your code base. We track the all components across your across the company estate, and we provide a lot of we provide a ranging options of reports that you can download, including SBOMs, and we provide also licensing excuse me also licensing protection, and it's free for open source software. And now I'll head on to a demo of Materion. So Materion is a Java tool. On the command line, you can invoke it through Java. I have a script that wraps up the Java invocation. So we'll skip that. So Materion dab. So if I run Materion on the folder, so we will get analysis will start on the folder. We internally call Carton, which is the dependency manager for Perl. So in most cases, we expect you to have a CPAN file where you track your dependency in your project. If a snapshot is not present, we will generate one and read from it. And then at the end, we will give you a final results with the thresholds, final result with the scores and whether they meet the threshold or not. If they don't meet the threshold, you will exit with a non-zero exit code. So if you were to run this on a CI/CD pipeline, it will halt. And we provide a report that you can view online. Yeah, so as far as the report goes, is divided in three sections: stability, security, stability, and licensing. In the security section, you will have cards detailing about the findings, the vulnerabilities that have been detected for the components in your project. You will have a saved version next to it. What we do with the saved version is that we find out exactly what version you can update to without putting up the safest version out there. So if there was a minor version which wasn't safe, we wouldn't be reported in here. Then we give you more information where you can find links, the hierarchy, where you can find exactly where the component was found in the project, location, action, whether you want to mitigate the vulnerability in the report. Let's go into the stability section. We provide a full path of the upgrade, the full upgrade path for components that you may have in your project. And scrolling down to the licensing section, here is the software bill of materials, where you will have an assessment of the licenses found on for the packages that you have in your project. If you were to have a license policy on your account, say you don't want to see, you want to flag every package that has a GPL license, for instance, it will be flagged here. We don't have one on this demo account, but as you can see, a package that is unlicensed has been flagged. And on top of that, as I mentioned before, you can have generation. You can generate reports. We offer DX and XML and etc. Okay, so just running. After time. Yes. Yes. Yes, you can run it on your on your machine, and yes, to the Material Portal. Uh, well, if okay, so in terms of an open source project, um, you would have okay, so your report will be publicly available. But if you were to perform an authenticated scan, then you will have the report will be you will have to log in to see your results. But yeah, if nobody has the URL to your report, nobody will know about your findings in your project. But this is only like public reports are only for open source projects, so the project is already publicly available. But you could also run it. Mhm. Okay. Yes. But I mean, if the, yeah, it will always go through our servers, but we have uh, on-premises solutions as well if you want to keep everything within your network. But yeah, as far as open source project goes, if you generate a report, it will be public, and you can, if you don't want it, you can request to take it down. But we don't upload your code. We just focus on the your dependencies. So dependencies that you define in your manifest files. Yeah. So as I mentioned, we are building a tool for IDEs and ID integration. So the idea is that if, as you code without even requesting a scan that will generate a report that will publish stuff, you will get results in your IDE straight away. And this new iteration of the tool is completely free and is packaged, so it doesn't even connect to the Material servers. But in order to do that, because we are not experts, we wanted to ask the community, what IDE do you use, even if it's needed in. Yeah. So VS Code essentially. VS Code. Okay. Hmm. Okay. Uh, is it? Okay. Uh, okay. Well, is there any? Well, okay. So I say Visual Studio Code is the most prominent, but is there any niche idea that anyone could mention? Sublime. Mm. Okay, I understand. Mm. Yeah. Okay. Uh, yes, yes, we do spot that. Yeah. Yeah. Uh, yeah. As I started asking question, I'll switch to the Q&A slide. Yeah, it's fine. Yeah, I forgot. I mean, I was running out of time, but all the client that you saw me running on the command line is also available as a GitHub action. So if you host your code on GitHub, you can find it freely there, and you can integrate it. If your code, if it's open source, you can freely integrate it, or if it's closed source, you might need a token to run a scan of it. Okay.